This incident occurred while I was chatting with a 14-year-old friend. I had just started high school, and she quickly became my favorite study buddy. We exchanged messages one night while I was preparing for a test the next day. Our conversation started casually, with her sending me a picture of herself in her room. Without any commentary, I responded by expressing concern about our upcoming test and asked her what she was up to. She replied with another picture, this time showing her working on her homework with a caption about analyzing it. As we chatted, I noticed something odd in the background of her pictures, a mysterious figure standing in her room. I asked her if she was alone, to which she confirmed she was. Feeling a bit unsettled, I urged her to focus on her studies. Despite opening my messages, she didn't respond for a while, which was unusual. Concerned, I tried calling her, but she didn't pick up. I began to worry that something serious might be happening, regretting not saving the pictures to reassure myself. Deciding to check on her, I headed to her house, which was just 3 minutes away. Upon arrival, I noticed most of the lights were off. After multiple attempts to contact her, I spotted her bedroom window slightly open. Grabbing a screwdriver nearby, I climbed onto the roof and peered into her room. There I saw the mysterious figure once more, this time closer to her bed. Realizing the urgency of the situation, I confronted the figure, who turned out to be an older man. Despite being older and stronger, I managed to fend him off with the screwdriver before he fled through the window. I called out to my friend, eventually finding her downstairs in the kitchen. We contacted the police, who discovered blood outside indicating the intruder's escape. After ensuring my friend's safety, I reflected on how fortunate it was that I had noticed the man on her Snapchat account a few nights prior. This experience made me reconsider the potential dangers of online interactions, prompting me to be more cautious about adding strangers on social media platforms. As I tried to process the events, I couldn't shake off the feeling of anxiety. Every passing car outside made me nervous, fearing it might be connected to the person from Snapchat. Despite my unease, I remained vigilant, taking precautions to secure my home and seeking comfort in distractions like Netflix. Eventually, the police arrived, and I provided them with the necessary information. As I recounted the incident, I couldn't help but feel grateful for my friend's safety and determined to prioritize online safety in the future. This incident occurred during winter break in 2015. I was staying in a house in the city, approximately a 10-minute walk from college. I lived with 4 other girls whom I had met during my first 2 years in student housing on campus. Each of them had returned home for the break, so I was alone in the house. I had to stay in the city for training, which was fine by me. I enjoyed the peace and quiet, and the expensive cost of returning home during that time of year made staying put a better option. The first week went well. I managed to accomplish a lot of work. But then things started getting strange. At the beginning of the previous semester, I had moved to a rural house across the street and met a man around our age. I assumed he attended the same college, but I never bothered to ask. He always seemed a bit off, so I assumed he was just someone who acted creepy and confusingly. He often tried to engage me in conversation as we walked outside to our cars. After about a month into the semester, he approached me nervously and asked for my phone number. I didn't really want to give my number to men who asked, so I decided to give him my Snapchat username instead. He gladly agreed, and I went on my way. A few days later, I started regretting my decision. Firstly, his Snapchat score was 0, indicating he created the account solely to add me. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt as he was new to the app, but some of the things he sent were unsettling and uncalled for. For instance, He would send pictures of a bedroom at night or the campus. I kept wondering if I was in class and which building he was in. As time passed, and we were still on winter break, he continued sending such shots. What scared me the most was his awareness that I was alone at home because he kept sending pictures of a car parked in front of our townhouse. One night, as I was asleep in my bed, I woke up to the sound of a Snapchat notification. It was from him. I opened it to find just a black screen. I was slightly annoyed and decided to message him about sending pictures so late at night. As I started typing, I heard a noise. When I sent the message, I heard another noise closer to me. After reading the message, he apologized, saying he didn't mean to startle me. I could still hear the buzzing noise I heard moments ago. Then I received a message asking me where I was. He started typing for a minute, then stopped abruptly and left the chat. My heart started racing, and I wasn't sure what to do. I wasn't even sure if this was a good idea. But at that moment, I video called him on Snapchat. The constant buzzing came from under my bed. I got up and rushed out of my room towards the front door, running as fast as I could to the nearest gas station where I caught my breath and informed the on-duty attendant about what had just happened. He called the police for me, and it took them 5 minutes to arrive. Throughout this time, I was receiving unwanted messages on Snapchat from strangers pleading with me not to call the police, but they became increasingly hostile. One even threatened me. I showed all the messages to the police, and they started searching the house. After a few minutes, they found him hiding in one of my roommate's closets, tied up. They took him away, and I followed up on his case and stopped using Snapchat since then. This incident happened about a month ago, but I couldn't decide whether to share it or not. I'm generally a paranoid person, and I feared facing similar situations if I posted about it. However, since it's been about a month and nothing similar has occurred, I thought I'd share my experience. Here it goes. I'm a 22-year-old girl from Bulgaria, studying art in another town. During the Christmas vacation, I was back home at my parents' house, and this incident took place shortly after New Year's. My parents' house is in a small village near a big town where I grew up. We moved to this village, and we now live in a 2-story house. One night, I was in my room, sketching in my sketchbook and listening to some captivating horror stories on YouTube, as I usually do. It was around 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was engrossed in a scary story, unaware that I would soon find myself in my own horror story. It all began with me receiving a notification from Snapchat that someone had added me. I was somewhat puzzled, but still decided to open it. I saw that someone with the username Lappy789 had added me as a friend. Now, let me explain why this seemed strange to me. I no longer use Snapchat. I only have it on my phone for no particular reason. None of my friends use it anymore since Instagram introduced the story feature, which we all started using instead. I have very few friends on Snapchat, and none of them are active on it, so I didn't think it was someone I knew. Moreover, I don't have my location or Bitmoji enabled, which could reveal my location and username to nearby people. Although I'm not entirely sure if that's how it works, as I haven't used Snapchat in a while. Oh, and I also haven't displayed my username anywhere on my social media. Moving on. Out of curiosity, I added Lappy789 and checked their profile to see if there was a picture or any information that could identify them. However, there was nothing, just their Snapchat score, which was around 7. I placed my phone on my desk and started rewinding the YouTube video to listen to the parts I missed while being distracted by my phone. As I was about to resume sketching, I received another notification from Lappy789 indicating that they had sent me a snap. I opened it, and it was a picture of grass taken with a flashlight. I looked at it with confusion and then messaged the person, asking who they were and what the picture meant. Loppy 789 read the message but didn't respond. At this point, I began asking all my friends if they knew anything about this or if they had given my username to someone, but no one admitted to it. The next snap I received was a picture of what appeared to be a red tile. Growing increasingly impatient, I messaged the person again, asking for their identity and if we knew each other. Once again, they read the message but didn't reply. The subsequent snap was a picture of what seemed like a small knob, but it was difficult to discern exactly what it was. I tried to screenshot it, but failed, so I replayed the snap. After successfully capturing the image, I realized it was a small closing mechanism on our backyard gazebo. At this point, I slowly realized that this person was sending me snaps from my backyard. It's worth mentioning that accessing our backyard isn't straightforward, as we have a tall fence that would require some effort to climb. Plus, it was dark outside, making it even more challenging. This led me to believe that whoever it was had scoped out the area during the day to find a way in. I got up from my desk and hurriedly turned off all the lights. Once it was dark, I tried to peek through my window shades into the backyard, but it was too cloudy and dark to see anything clearly. The next snap arrived, and once again I was prepared to take a screenshot. When I opened it, I nearly screamed. It was a picture of the tip of a ceramic abstract sculpture from our backyard. Feeling terrified, I rushed out of my room, unsure of what to do next. Strangely, I didn't want to wake up my dad and inform him about the situation. My mom was sleeping downstairs on the couch, while I was upstairs contemplating how to open the noisy door to our terrace without alerting the intruder about my actions. After struggling with the door for about 30 seconds, I managed to open it quietly and stepped outside to inspect the backyard. However, I didn't notice anything suspicious. I searched high and low, trying to remain inconspicuous, but to no avail. Upon returning inside, I received another Snapchat from Loppy 789. This time it was a picture of my mom sleeping on the couch, taken from outside through a crack in the blinds. Shocked and terrified, I managed to screenshot it. This was the breaking point for me. I began shouting for my dad, who emerged from the bedroom and tried to calm me down while I explained that there was someone in our backyard. Although he seemed skeptical, he went outside to investigate, armed with his gun. Meanwhile, my mom had woken up and was attempting to comfort me as I struggled to explain what Snapchat was. After conducting a thorough search, my dad returned and informed us that he hadn't found anyone. I showed them the pictures, which disturbed them, but they dismissed it as a prank by a kid or one of my friends. However, this explanation didn't sit well with me, as I didn't know anyone in the village where we currently lived. After calming down, I checked my phone again and discovered 3 new snaps from Loppy 789. They were a picture of our front gate, which I couldn't screenshot, along with 2 messages. "See you soon. Bye." I immediately blocked the account. That night, I could barely sleep. I contacted all my friends, imploring them to confess if it was one of them, but no one did. My boyfriend also reached out to everyone he knew, but to no avail. We tried to track down the account only to find that it had been deactivated. There was no trace of anyone named Loppy 789 anymore. The following day, I ventured outside to inspect the surroundings, hoping to find some clue left behind by the intruder. That's when I noticed footprints in a muddy patch near where the photo of my mom was taken. My dad remains unconvinced that the footprints belong to the intruder, suggesting that they could have been made by one of us. However, I'm certain they weren't ours. To this day, I still don't know who it was, I've questioned everyone I know, but the mystery remains unsolved. I continue to wonder about their intentions. Were they trying to scare me? Were they stalking me? Who were they, and how did they find me? How did they enter my backyard? Are they still sending me snaps? I wouldn't know, as I deleted the app. Thank you for watching. If you found these stories gripping, don't forget to subscribe for more spine-tingling content. For another hair-raising tale, check out our suggested video. And if you're hungry for more eerie encounters, dive into our playlist featuring similar chilling narratives.